The cheese slice industry has a dirty little secret about what they're actually selling you, and it's costing you money and taste buds. While you've been grabbing whatever's on sale or buying based on childhood memories, brands have been racing to the bottom with processed cheese products that barely qualify as dairy. The term pasteurized prepared cheese product exists specifically because these slices can't legally be called cheese. You're paying for plastic wrap squares that melt into oily puddles or stay stubbornly solid no matter how much heat you apply. So, let's talk about the 8 cheese slice brands that range from absolute garbage to surprisingly legitimate cheese. Because life's too short to waste on rubbery, artificial tasting cheese that ruins your grilled cheese, smash that subscribe button because we're about to save you from some seriously disappointing dairy imposters. Number 8, Kraft Singles American Cheese. Launched in 1950 as America's original individually wrapped cheese slice, Kraft Singles became the category standard for decades. Despite name recognition that spans 3 generations, this is the most artificial tasting cheese by a mile. The texture is rubbery and stiff when cold, then becomes gummy and sticky when melted. The taste hits you with sharp tanginess that quickly turns unpleasant, leaving an artificial flavor that lingers with a chemical aftertaste. When melted, it tastes like a block of cheese dipped flattened into a square patty. At 50 calories per slice and 210 milligrams sodium, 9% of your daily intake, it costs $4.28 for 16 slices, roughly 18 cents per slice. Reviewers consistently cite disappointment when tasting as adults. Kraft ranked dead last in comprehensive taste tests. The real kicker is that Kraft survives on brand recognition and in nostalgic childhood associations rather than actual quality. They're banking on you buying on autopilot, without ever tasting what competitors have been doing for the past 2 decades. When the best thing you can say about a cheese is that it reminds you of being 7 years old, you've created a product that relies entirely on memory instead of merit. Number 7, the Fresh Market Sliced American Cheese. Recently launched as the Fresh Market's private label answer to consumer demand for clean cheese with no preservatives, binders, or fillers, this sounds like a premium product. What you get is a cautionary tale about ingredient lists mattering less than execution. The slices are thin with an artificial feel despite clean ingredients. You get a wonderful creamy initial texture that immediately deceives you. The taste starts well but rapidly deteriorates into a funky, unpleasant aftertaste that refuses to leave your mouth. And get this, at 70 calories per slice and 240 milligrams sodium, 10% of your daily intake, it actually has higher sodium than Kraft. At $4.49 per package, roughly 45 cents per slice, you're paying premium prices for funky regret. Despite having cleaner ingredients than Kraft, it somehow tastes worse and costs more than double per slice. The Fresh Market is attempting to capitalize on the clean label trend without understanding that removing binders and fillers requires proper formulation. They're targeting health-conscious shoppers who prioritize reading ingredient lists over actually tasting the product. You're paying 45 cents per slice for a bait and switch that proves clean ingredients mean absolutely nothing if the cheese tastes funky and wrong. Number 6, Organic Valley Yellow American Cheese. Part of Organic Valley's 30-plus year organic dairy line from a farmer-owned cooperative, this cheese has impeccable ethical credentials. Despite all that, it misses the entire point of why people reach for American cheese in the first place. The texture is slightly bouncy and hearty instead of creamy, with an unexpected snap when you bite into it, almost rubbery and firm like cheddar. The taste is missing the creamy richness that defines American cheese. It lacks the sharp tang or smooth mouthfeel you're looking for. Bottom line, at 80 calories per slice and 270 milligrams sodium, 12% of your daily intake, this delivers excellent ethics. But at $5.99 per package, roughly 75 cents per slice, this is the most expensive option that completely fails to deliver on texture. It has better ethics than conventional cheese, but worse texture and creaminess than literally every competitor, including bottom-tier Kraft. The problem, people buying American cheese want indulgence and nostalgic comfort, not virtue signaling. Organic Valley sacrificed what makes American cheese enjoyable in pursuit of organic certification. When you're paying 75 cents per slice to feel good about cheese that doesn't feel good in your mouth, you've missed the assignment entirely. Number 5, Crystal Farms American Cheese. Crystal Farms got its start in the 1920s and doesn't hide what it is: processed deli cheese. Here's the thing, this cheese tastes promising when cold, then betrays you completely the moment you apply heat. The texture is satisfying and substantial when eaten cold with good mouthfeel. The taste delivers a nice balance of creaminess and sharp bite with good cheese flavor when unheated. But here's where it gets tricky. When you melt this cheese, it becomes tough and rubbery instead of folding gently into bread. It loses its appealing flavor profile and refuses to achieve proper gooey consistency. At $3.49 to $4.99, depending on retailer, you're looking at mid-range pricing for cheese that can't do the one job it was designed for. Customer reviews cite this exact problem: good flavor when cold, but melting. Disappointment. The real kicker is that American cheese exists specifically to melt beautifully, and Crystal Farms engineered a product that fails at its primary function. It's perplexing that cheese specifically designed to be melted fails so spectacularly at melting. You're better off with competitors that actually deliver on the promise. But if you think spending money on cheese that can't melt is frustrating, wait until you see what happens when premium pricing meets mediocre results. If this is already saving you from a bad purchase, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's next. Number 4, Boar's Head American Cheese. Yellow Boar's Head positions itself as the premium deli brand with yellow American cheese sliced to order at the deli counter. What makes this particularly frustrating is watching it get sliced fresh creates the illusion of quality that the actual taste can't support. The thicker slices add visual decadence, but the texture is harder and denser, almost like cheddar instead of creamy American. The taste delivers pleasant creaminess with classic tang when cold, much better initial flavor than bottom-tier brands. But when you melt it, the cheese loses richness dramatically and starts tasting synthetic. It gets stuck somewhere between liquid and oozy solid, never achieving proper gooey consistency. And get this, at 110 calories per slice and 350 milligrams sodium, 15% of your daily intake, you're getting significantly higher sodium than cheaper options. At $8.99 per package, roughly $1.12 per slice, you're essentially paying Boar's Head premium prices for Crystal Farms melting performance. This premium deli brand is capitalizing on freshly sliced in front of you psychology to justify the markup. They're banking on deli counter theater and brand prestige doing the work that the actual cheese can't. When you're paying $1, 12 cents per slice for cheese that loses its appeal the moment you make a grilled cheese. The premium positioning feels like a scam. Number 3, Horizon Organic American Singles. Horizon Organic offers USDA organic American singles from pasture-raised dairy cows eating GMO-free diets, individually wrapped for convenience. Unlike Organic Valley Yellow, Horizon actually understands what American cheese should taste like, but doesn't quite nail the execution. The mouthfeel is rich and noticeably less processed feeling than conventional brands, but the texture isn't particularly standout. The taste is decidedly less synthetic than Kraft or Crystal Farms, with a richer flavor profile, but it's missing milk-forward depth and nuanced tanginess that top picks deliver. The melting behavior is adequate and functional. It melts without turning rubbery or oily, but doesn't create a memorable, gooey experience. At $5.49 to $6.49 per package, the higher cost is hard to justify when the flavor profile doesn't match the price premium. Customer reviews capture the problem. High hopes based on Horizon's reputation, but ultimately not blown away by the flavor. Bottom line, organic certification doesn't automatically translate to superior taste, and Horizon proves that point. They're targeting parents who want healthier lunchbox options that kids will actually eat. Accepting good enough flavor is a trade-off. Choosing American cheese doesn't have to mean choosing terrible ingredients, but with Horizon you're accepting less flavor to feel better about what you're eating. But here's where it gets tricky. The top 2 brands prove you don't have to sacrifice taste for quality ingredients. And if you're finding this ranking useful, hit the like button. It really helps the channel cut through the noise. Number 2, Land O'Lakes Deli American Cheese. White Land O'Lakes is a farmer-owned cooperative primarily famous for butter, but their refrigerated white deli American cheese sliced to order is where they shine. This is what Kraft thinks it tastes like in your childhood memories, simultaneously rich and tangy with actual complexity. The texture is incredibly creamy with melt-in-mouth quality. The thin slices have satisfying texture with sharpness that pre-packaged singles lack. The taste is simultaneously rich and tangy, milk-forward without losing sharp bite. The incredible flavor depth has complexity that makes childhood grilled cheese memories make sense. When you melt it, this cheese oozes lusciously, folding onto toasted bread with creamy decadence and achieving signature American cheese gooiness perfectly. At 100 calories per slice and 440 milligrams sodium, 19% of your daily intake, this has the highest sodium tested, but the flavor justifies it. At $7.92 per pound, roughly 50 to 66 cents per slice, the mid to high price point is justified by flavor and melting performance. This farmer-owned brand delivers authenticity without needing organic designations. What makes this particularly impressive is that Land O'Lakes doesn't market this as premium or organic. They just let the taste speak for itself. This is proof that farmer-owned cooperatives with decades of dairy expertise can create American cheese that actually tastes like the idealized version in your memory. Number 1. Organic Valley American Singles. From the same 1,600 plus family farmer cooperative as the disappointing yellow slices, this product represents 30 years of perfecting what American cheese should be. This is the unequivocal top pick, the gold standard that proves organic doesn't have to mean sacrificing indulgence or functionality. The texture delivers the most buttery mouthfeel of all tested cheeses. It's velvety and smooth, with slices that are thinner and crepe-like, folding perfectly without tearing or clumping. The taste deeply resembles sharp cheddar due to lack of additives and superior milk quality, with well-balanced bite and rich creaminess evident in every bite. The melting behavior delivers supreme quality. It oozes with gooey, cheesy wonder and transforms with extra creaminess and decadent, tangy flavor when heated. Like premium brands, Organic Valley uses organic butter instead of cheap oils for superior mouthfeel. At $5.99 to $6.99 per package, premium pricing is completely justified by superior quality across every single criterion. Customer reviews are unambiguous. Unequivocal top pick that stood out for rich flavor, natural taste and texture, and overall supreme melting quality. This cheese is superior to every conventional brand in flavor, texture, melting, and ingredients. And get this, Organic Valley proves that prioritizing quality ingredients and farmer welfare doesn't mean compromising on the indulgent, nostalgic experience people want from American cheese. This appeals to both ethics-conscious buyers and taste-focused consumers who refuse to settle for mediocre cheese. This is what American cheese becomes when farmers, quality ingredients, and 3 decades of getting the formulation right actually matter. It's the gold standard that makes every other brand look like they're not even trying. Here's what it all comes down to. The gap between Kraft singles at number 8 and Organic Valley singles at number 1 isn't just about price or organic labels. It's about brands that coast on nostalgia versus brands that actually perfected the formula. Check the ingredients, but more importantly, check whether the cheese actually melts properly and tastes good. The most expensive option isn't always the best. Looking at you, Boar's Head, and the cheapest definitely isn't worth the savings. Real cheese with butter, minimal additives, and proper formulation actually costs less per ounce of enjoyment than processed garbage wrapped in plastic nostalgia. Hit subscribe if this changed how you'll buy cheese, and drop a comment telling us which ranking you think we got wrong.